As parting, nature decided to dress in her most gorgeous winter clothes. The usual scenery outside my window was totally transformed into something extraordinary overnight. I was wondering if we really appreciate the mundane. Our rather simple and ordinary life. Or do we still want to embellish a little what seems quite ordinary? So these retouched pics on social media have kind of conditioned us to see normal moments in life through a filter. And without it, the most beautiful things may seem grey, dull, uninteresting and unappealing. As a photographer, I understand what I'm saying, because 100% of my clients desire to look like movie characters rather than ordinary people. It feels like being yourself, a simple person without mental and visual enhancements, is a true privilege. And perhaps even a test of bravery. Living a simple, ordinary life is a luxury and requires a certain amount of courage nowadays. I want to connect with real people more often, not their polished and sleek avatars. I want to interact with them on a human level, with their real human emotions, daily struggles, maybe even frustrations, normal fatigue or joy, but not with the facade they present to the world. I want to meet authentic people, not mannequins that strive to appear alive and unique. Real life isn't always smooth and pleasant, is it? But it's precisely this imperfection that makes it special, which means perfect and beautiful in its own way. So, what we are waiting for at this point in life. We stare into the distance, into a vague and beautiful future, missing each moment of our present one by one. Yeah, it's so mundane and familiar, so we don't really appreciate it, maybe even underestimate and devalue it. But it is the present. Anyway, later on in that uncertain future, maybe we'll look back on this insignificant moment and remember it as a wonderful time from our past we can't get back. So to avoid regretting the past and grieving over things that will never happen again, I want to start appreciating the little things I have right now. My everyday life, which is so ordinary, but at the same time unique and authentic. Because I'm painting it using my own brush, in a way that only I can. What are you doing? I get asked that a lot, and I really want to say just leaving, but who'd get me? It's not what people want to hear. Yeah, I don't really have any big achievements or reasons to brag about. Anyway, I just don't feel like talking about it. The news I listen to are my mom's stories about recent family events. That's what I like. And you know what's cool? I like when the worst news of the day was about a local stray dog they found and took to a shelter because it was cold, but they promised to bring him back when it gets warmer. Ordinary life is just a bunch of normal stuff, stuff like family concerns and worries, but also little joys and sometimes sadness. That's just normal hobbies and achievements, or maybe even normal failures, which are also part of life. That's the normal feeling of contentment with what you have, or the usual feeling of frustration and constant searching. It's the beauty of an ordinary day, something you try to soak up with your eyes when most people don't even see it, and they're usually rushing around just like you used to do when you dreamt of an extraordinary life. Then one day everything just turns upside down, and what seemed so extraordinary becomes ordinary. Actually, that's the best thing that could happen to you. From being that unusual and maybe even special person with all the great plans and possibilities for the future, you become just an ordinary person, just a simple guy, but a happy person with no great expectations. Your everyday life doesn't seem boring, monotonous, or flawed anymore compared to the bright success of those you follow. Your daily life becomes more calm, peaceful, and totally fills you with its simplicity. You are no longer racing to achieve, participating in ambition carnivals, or jumping out of your skin at vanity fairs. You go through life at your own pace, and you don't care about how others accept or judge you and what they have. You finally get out of the traffic rush and live your life calmly and slowly. So many things that used to be important become insignificant. And so many simple, ordinary things become even more valuable. You cherish every minute of your ordinary life and sincerely wish the best for those you love. You wish warm and rather ordinary days and simple human happiness. Auntie's famous Napoleon cake disappears in a few minutes, and it tastes just as good as it did years ago. No, even better now, because it's lit up by the glow of memories that seemed insignificant once. But now I savor every last crumb and wish it could last forever. Her crisp waffle rolls, eclairs with buttercream, and the traditional board game that ended every meal before I was even born. Here it is, the essence of ordinary life. Where people and connections are more precious than any goal or achievement.
Мама даже оторваться не может.
Тимофей, 7, 81, 78. Или что, посередке-то когда?
Ну все уже, она уже по одной теме.
Давай.
А мы что сейчас?
Ну, 6 рублей.
Давай десятку, я 4 положу.
Ordinary life is quite peaceful and beautiful. It is the life that nature intended for us humans. All that goal-chasing and achievement-seeking, as well as dreaming about a perfect future or present, it's also stressful and therefore destructive. So I wish for all of us to embrace a simpler, more ordinary life in the present moment. With love, your Rimma.